Hello children, how are you? I hope you all are doing well and studying well. So बच्चों, do you remember different concepts of grammar now? Very well. So always remember the rules and exceptions also and keep practicing them. So now let's look at the next concept of grammar, which is called conditionals. Okay? So ये condition word सुन के आपको क्या लग रहा है? There must be some clause in this, or there has to be some condition on which we depend, okay, while we are writing or stating something. Okay, let's look at this. A condition is something that needs to be fulfilled to make another action possible. तो अगर ये condition fulfill हो जाती है तो वो action possible है. Clear? Okay. So a conditional sentences has at least two clauses. Okay. One that tells about a condition and the other that tells about the result. Okay. If you study hard, you will pass the exam. Okay. If you study well, you will get better marks. Clear? A conditional sentence is used to talk about the result that may happen only if the given condition is fulfilled. Clear? A conditional sentence is made of two parts. Conditional sentence में दो parts होते हैं. एक होता है clause, if clause, and एक होता है main clause. Okay? So if he invites us, we will join his birthday party. If you stand in the rain, you will get wet. Clear? So अब conditions के भी अलग अलग types होते हैं. तो first is conditional type 0. Okay? अब ये type 0 क्या होता है? Okay? Type 0 are used. Okay? Conditional type 0. अब ये conditional type 0 क्या होता है? It is somewhat like a fact. Okay? Or a general truth. Correct? So if we are using a conditional type 0, that means you are stating something which is a condition and which is a truth. कि अगर आपने ये follow नहीं किया तो ये हो जाएगा. Okay, it's a general thing. So conditional type 0 or the 0 conditional sentences are used to talk about scientific facts and general truths. For example, if you tease a dog, it bites you. Isn't it true? Okay. So similarly, when we go for a jungle safari, if we tease the lion, it is but obvious that he is going to attack us. Correct? Okay. If you freeze water, it turns into ice. If you brush your teeth twice a day, your teeth remain healthy. If you put sugar in hot coffee, it dissolves. Okay. Now remember, always remember this, that in a 0 conditional sentence, we use the simple present tense in both the clauses. Okay. Next is conditional type 1. Okay. Conditional type 1 or the first conditional sentences are used to talk about a possible condition in the present or future and its likely results. Okay. For example, if it is hot, I will go for a swim. If it is cold, I will stay home. If you study, you will pass the exam. If you face a tiger, it will attack you. Okay. So it says that it is talking about a possible condition. Okay. In the present or future tense. Okay. Now in these conditional sentences, we generally use the simple present tense in the if clause and simple future tense in the main clause. देखो, जैसे हमने बोला ना, if you study, you will pass the exam. तो एग्जाम तो फ्यूचर में है, अभी से पढ़ाई करोगे तभी तो एग्जाम पास करोगे. राइट? क्लियर? ओके. नेक्स्ट इज कंडीशनल टाइप 2. Conditional type 2 or the second conditional sentences are used to talk about a condition in the present or future and it is very unlikely that this condition will be fulfilled. Okay, for example, if they invited me to the party, I would go. तो इसमें chances है कि वो invite करेंगे या नहीं करेंगे. Okay? But it is unlikely that they will invite me. So, there is no surety that the invite would be there. If you asked her, she would help you. Okay? But you don't seem to be willing to ask her. तो willingness नहीं दिख रहा है. अगर willingness होता तो पहले ही पूछ लेते. But that willingness is not there. So somebody is advising that person that if you ask her, she will help. Okay. If I studied, I would pass the exam. But I don't study. Okay. If I had $1 billion, I would buy a plane. But I had not $1 billion. So in these conditional sentences, we use the simple past tense. Okay, in the if clause and the would plus base form of the verb in the main clause. Okay, तो हम लोग बोलते हैं something that was in the past, मतलब if they invited me to the party, I would go. मतलब वो चीज़ है कि हम उसको सिंपल पास्ट टेंस के वर्ड्स को यूज़ करते हैं इन द फर्स्ट क्लॉज एंड सेकेंड मेन क्लॉज में होता है इन द वुड प्लस base form of the verb. Clear? Now the next one is conditional type 3. Conditional type 3 or the third conditional sentences are used to talk about an unfulfilled condition in the past. जो कंडीशन पास्ट में फुलफिल नहीं हुई है उसके बारे में बोलते हैं कंडीशनल टाइप 3. ओके, सिंस वी कैन नॉट चेंज द कंडीशन और इट्स रिजल्ट एज इट हैज़ ऑलरेडी अकर्ड इन द पास्ट. ओके, पास्ट में हो चुका है, वी कैन नॉट चेंज इट नाउ. व्हाट हैज़ हैपेंड इन द पास्ट कैन नॉट बी चेंज्ड. ओके, दिस टाइप ऑफ कंडीशन इज ऑल्सो नोन एज इम्पॉसिबल कंडीशनल. ओके, तो समथिंग that has already occurred. Can you change something that has already taken place? No. Okay, so that is why it is impossible conditional. Okay, for example, if you had studied harder, you would have passed. If I hadn't been tired, I would have gone out last night. If I had studied, I would have passed the exam. If the crow hadn't opened his mouth to sing, the cheese wouldn't have dropped from his mouth. Okay, so in these conditional sentences, we use the past perfect tense. Okay, in the if clause and the would have plus past participle form of the verb in the main clause. Okay, instead of would have, we can also use might have or could have in the middle clause. जैसे Amit might have joined us if he had got permission to go on leave. So now let's study the table to understand the basic structure of conditional sentences. Okay, so zero conditional में simple present होता है in if clause and main clause में होता है simple present. Okay, first conditional में होता है simple present in the if clause and will or won't plus verb in the main clause. सेकेंड कंडीशनल में होता है सिंपल पास्ट इन द इफ क्लॉज एंड मेन क्लॉज में वुड प्लस वर्ब. थर्ड कंडीशनल में विच इज़ द इम्पॉसिबल कंडीशनल, उसमें होता है इफ क्लॉज में पास्ट परफेक्ट एंड मेन क्लॉज में वुड हैव प्लस पास्ट पार्टिसिपल. इसमें हम माइट हैव भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं या कुड हैव भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं इन द मेन क्लॉज. Okay, now be smart, and to be smart you have to attempt the exercise. Chalo, identify the conditionals and write their kind against each sentence. If he had asked me, I would have helped him. Okay, so if he had asked me, I would have helped him. So it says, what is this? This is conditional type 2. Okay, but I won't ask. Okay, clear? But I won't help. If I had more free time, I would be happy. Okay, so ये हो जाता है general clause. Okay, कि if I had time, I would be more happy. Clear? Next is, if you touch that wire, you will get an electric shock. This is also zero conditional because this is a fact. ओके, कि अगर आपने वायर को टच किया तो आपको शॉक लग जाएगा. क्लियर? नाउ क्विकली डू द रिमेनिंग वंस. नाउ कंप्लीट द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंसेस विथ सूटेबल मेन और इफ क्लॉज. इफ शी हैड नॉट गॉट वेट इन द रेन, शी वुड नॉट हैव कॉट अ कोल्ड. इफ द टूरिस्ट हैड लर्नड सम हिंदी, he would not have been lost. If she had locked the house, She could have saved her jewelry. Clear? Now quickly do the remaining ones. Use if to join each pair of sentences to denote the type of conditional shown in the brackets. Write the sentences in two ways. One has been done for you. It stops raining. We continue our tennis match. Okay, type 1 के हिसाब से हमें करना है. If it stops raining, we will continue our tennis match, or we will continue our tennis match if it stops raining. Now type 3 में plants grow well, you tend to them. Okay, so conditional type 3. So इसमें क्या कहते हैं हम, if you tend the plants well, they would have grown. Okay, so इसको हम दूसरे तरीके से भी लिखेंगे, if we tend the plants well, then they would grow. Okay, नेक्स्ट इज आपको करना है इसको टाइप 1 के हिसाब से. ओके, लुक एट द एग्जाम्पल विच इज ऑलरेडी गिवन. गो टू द पैसेज वेयर द टेक्स्ट ऑफ द टाइप 1 इज रिटन एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली डू द रिमेनिंग सेंटेंसेस. ओके, नाउ let's complete these conversations with the correct forms of the words given in the brackets. Learn. If I dash my homework, the teacher wouldn't have punished me. If I had done my homework, the teacher wouldn't have punished me. Reena, if she hadn't punished you, you can come with us. You could have come with us. Okay? So, like this, remember that you have to read one sentence, look at the words and see how it fits in there and what is the word that you can use it. Okay? Yes, if I had come home with you, I dashed the film shooting near your house. I would have seen the film shooting near your house. Yes, you can meet the famous star if you had come with me. Yes, you could have met the famous star if you had come with me. Clear? So ऐसे ही जल्दी बाकी conversations को भी आप complete करना है. And do reread the chapter. It is a very interesting chapter and these are the conditions which generally आप देखोगे आपके parents आपके सामने डालते हैं. अगर आप ये करोगे तो आपको ये मिलेगा या फिर हम ये करेंगे. Isn't it possible that your parents do that at all times? Yes, and that's when you also do the same thing with your parents and elders as well. So children, so reread this chapter and do the exercises to practice it very well.